The Mikoyan MiG-27 is a variable geometry ground attack aircraft, originally built by the Mikoyan Design Bureau in the Soviet Union and later license-produced in India by Hindustan Aeronautics as the Bahadur. It is based on the Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-23 fighter aircraft, but optimized for air-to-ground attack. Unlike the MiG-23, the MiG-27 did not see widespread use outside Russia, as most countries opted for the MiG-23BN and Sukhoi Su-22 instead. It currently only remains in service with the Indian, Kazakh and Sri Lankan Air Forces in the ground attack role. All Russian and Ukrainian MiG-27s have been retired. Design and development. The MiG-27 shares the basic airframe of the MiG-23, but with a revised nose, nicknamed Utkon nose in Russian service. First introduced on the MiG-23B, dissatisfaction with the MiG-23B led to the further development of the basic airframe to accommodate a stronger undercarriage, simpler intakes than a shorter exhaust nozzle, without radar in favor of a downward-sloping profile for improved pilot visibility, a laser rangefinder and marked target seeker. Among its test pilots, it was also called Orcon because of the increased frontal view from the cockpit. Additional cockpit armor was installed, along with a totally new nav attack system, since the MiG-27 was intended to fly most of its missions at low altitude. The MiG-23's variable intake ramps and exhaust nozzles were discarded in favor of a simpler fixed configuration, reducing weight and maintenance requirements. The aircraft also has larger, heavy-duty landing gear to facilitate operation from poorer quality airfields. In accordance with the MiG-27's strike and low-level attack requirements, provisions were made to mount missiles and precision-guided munitions, as well as retaining a nuclear capability in line with other Soviet combat aircraft by introducing specialized navigation systems. Operational history. It was used by Soviet forces during the later stages of the Afghanistan conflict in 1987–89, although several Western observers considered the MiG-27 widely exported, confusing it with the MiG-23BN. The aircraft type was only exported to India and Sri Lanka, which also utilized the MiG-27 in regional conflicts. Sri Lanka MiG-27 aircraft entered service with the Sri Lanka Air Force in 2000. During the Sri Lankan Civil War, they saw considerable action bombing targets and providing close air support. In August 2000, a MiG-27 crashed near Colombo International Airport, killing its Ukrainian pilot. In July 2001, a second MiG-27 was destroyed on the ground during an assault on the same Air Force base by the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam. A MiG-27 crashed into the sea near the airport in June 2004. Another MiG-27 fighter jet crashed on a routine training mission on 13 February 2012, near the Dharmalasuriya area at around 1:35 p.m. The pilot managed to eject from the jet without sustaining injuries. India. On 27 May 1999, during the Kargil War, one Indian MiG-27 was lost together with a MiG-21 while supporting an Indian ground offensive in the Kashmir region. Since 2001, the Indian Air Force has lost more than 12 MiG-27s to crashes. In mid-February 2010, India grounded its entire fleet of over 150 of the aircraft after a MiG-27 crashed on 16 February 2010 in Siliguri, West Bengal. The crash was attributed to defects in the R-29 engines of the aircraft, suspected to have occurred during the overhauling of the aircraft by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Another MiG-27 crashed in the Bahama area on 27 January 2015. On 13 June 2016, a MiG-27 on a training mission crashed in a residential area near Jodhpur Air Force Base in Rajasthan, damaging 2 houses and injuring 3 civilians while the pilot ejected safely. The aircraft appears to be an Indian upgraded variant of MiG-27. Kazakhstan. The MiG-27 remains in service with the Kazakh Air Force. Variants: MiG-23B. The first Flogger attack variant was powered by the AL-21F. Only 24 were produced, due to lack of engines. It was armed with the GSH-23L cannon, carrying 200 rounds. MiG-23B derived from the MiG-23B, but powered by the R-29B300 engine. This gave the advantage of making this variant exportable. The R-29B300 also offered commonality with the MiG-23MS and MiG-23 MF fighter variants already sold to the rest of world. It was armed with the GSH-23L cannon, with 200 rounds. MiG-27. This was the first in the MiG-27 family to have a canopy without the central frame, suggesting that the ejection seat was designed to directly break through the transparency. The dielectric head above the pylon on the MiG-23 was used on the MiG-27 to house electro-optical and radio frequency gear instead. It was also the first variant armed with a Gryazov-Shipanov GSH-630M Gatling gun. Its NATO reporting name was Flogger D. MiG-27K NATO reporting name, Flogger J2. The MiG-27K was most advanced Soviet variant, with a laser designator and compatibility with TV-guided electro-optical weapons. It carried the GSH-6-30 cannon. Around 200 were built. MiG-27M NATO reporting name, Flogger J. This model was a cheaper variant than the MiG-27K, but much better than the MiG-23B, MiG-23BN, and MiG-27. With the electro-optical and radio frequency heads above the glove pylons deleted, it was first armed with the GSH-623M Gatling gun, but this was later replaced by a new 30mm GSH-6-36 barrel cannon with 260 rounds of ammunition in a fuselage gondola. It also received much improved electronic countermeasure systems, and a new PRNK-23K nav attack system providing automatic flight control, gun firing and weapons release. However, this modification was not very successful because of the heavy recoil from the new cannon, and bursts longer than 2 or 3 seconds often led to permanent damage to the airframe. Test pilot V.N. Kondorov described the first firing of the GSH-6-30, as I imposed the central mark on the air target and pressed the trigger to shoot. I heard such noise that I involuntarily drew my hand aside. The whole plane began to vibrate from the shooting and had almost stopped from the strong recoil of the gun. The pilotless target, which was just making a turn ahead of me, was literally disintegrating into pieces. I have hardly come to my senses from unexpectedness and admiration. This is a caliber. Such a beast. If you hit something, it will be plenty enough. A total of 200 MiG-27 megaseconds were built from 1978 to 1983, plus 164 India, and it is currently in service with the Sri Lanka Air Force. MiG-27D. All MiG-27D are MiG-27s upgraded to MiG-27M standard. It is very difficult to distinguish from the MiG-27M. 305 were upgraded. MiG-27 megaliters. This was an export variant of the MiG-27M provided in 1986 to India in knockdown kits for license assembly. It was the same as the MiG-27M, except the undernose fairing for the infrared search and track sensor had a single window instead of several, like the one on the original MiG-27M. A total of 150 were assembled by India. India refers to this model as the MiG-27M Bahadur, while MiG-27L is the Mikoyan export designation. MiG-27H. This was a 1988 indigenous Indian upgrade of its license-assembled MiG-27L with French Avionics, which provides the same level of performance but with much reduced size and weight. The capabilities of the aircraft are being enhanced by the incorporation of modern avionics systems consisting primarily of two multifunction displays: mission and display processor, sextant ring laser gyros, combined GPS GLONASS navigation HUD with UFCP, digital map generator, jam-resistant secured communication, standby UHF communication, data link and a comprehensive electronic warfare suite. A mission planning and retrieval facility (VTR) and HUD camera will also be fitted. The aircraft retains standby instrumentation, including artificial horizon altimeter and airspeed indicator, to cater for the failure of HUD and the MFDs. The MiG-27s are also being equipped with the French Agavia-Russian Kamar radar. The installation of the radar would give the MiG-27 anti-ship and some air-to-air capability. It is expected that at least 140 of the 180 aircraft will be converted from MiG-27MLs. Operators: India, Indian Air Force. 165 MiG-27 megaseconds licensed, built by HAL. Total 120 upgraded MiG-27 megaliters active, to be retired between 2018 to 2020. No. 2 Squadron IAF, Number 9 Squadron IAF, Number 18 Squadron IAF, Number 20 Squadron IAF, Number 22 Squadron IAF, Number 222 Squadron IAF. Kazakhstan. Kazakh Air and Air Defense Forces, an estimated 12 MiG-23 MiG-27 are still operational. Russia. The Russian Air Force retired their aircraft from frontline use. They are still in reserve and in storage. Soviet Union. The Soviet Air Force passed their aircraft on to successor states. Soviet Navy. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka Air Force. 10 in total bought from Ukraine. 6 in service, 3 crashed, 1 destroyed on the ground by LTTE insurgents. Ukraine. The Ukrainian Air Force has retired their aircraft. Specifications. Data from general characteristics: crew 1 pilot only, length 17.08 meters, wingspan, spread 13.97 meters, swept 7.78 meters, height 5 meters, wing area, spread 37.35 square meters, swept 34.16 square meters. Empty weight 11,908 kilograms. Loaded weight 20,300 kilograms. Max takeoff weight 20,670 kilograms. Power plant 1 times Khatchaturov R29B300 afterburning turbojet dry thrust 78.5 kilonewtons. Thrust with afterburner 112.8 kilonewtons at 8,000 meter altitude. Mach 1.77. Combat radius 780 kilometers 225 kilometers. Ferry range 2,500 kilometers. Service ceiling 14,000 meters. Rate of climb 200 meters per second. Wing loading 605 kilograms per square meter. Thrust weight 0.62. Armament guns 1 times GSH-6-30 30mm cannon with 260 to 300 rounds installed gun pods for SPPU-22 and SPPU-6. Hard points 1 centerline, 4 fuselage, and 2 wing glove pylons with a capacity of 4,000 kilograms. Missiles, pre-installed rocket pods for various laser, TV and electro-optically guided ASMs, PGMs and AA-8A for air-to-air missiles. MiG-27 carries KH-25L laser-guided tactical missile, US successor to the KH-23. Bombs, general-purpose bombs.